The demolition of palatial homes in Syokimau over claims that the land belongs to the Kenya Airports Authority has rekindled questions about the validity of property documents. Lands Minister James Orengo today said most of the ownership documents held by Syokimau victims were forgeries, raising questions as to what role ministry officials played in enabling such a massive property fraud.
I sent somebody to go and check with the LR number that I was given by the land selling company. The person who went brought a report that it was positive from Mavoko Municipal Council. So with that, I went ahead and acquired the land.
Land experts say most investors could have been duped into hastily buying the land. What often happens is that the officials at the Ministry of Land falsify the status of the parcel of land. In the Syokimau case, the land was not officially transferred from public to private land.
What I suspect is that previous officials of Kenya Airports Authority colluded with Ministry of Land officials. They did part development plans, they surveyed that land, and title deeds were issued, whether 1, 2, or 3. And then those people may have gone then and sold, and most probably those people were very connected to the government for them to have done that.
Experts advise that before investing in buying land, there is need to get a registered professional to carry out a historical and background check of the land and retrace its previous owners as well as previous maps. It is also important to personally see the land in question and get consent from the Land Control Board or Commissioner of Lands.
If you don't get a reply, you should be suspicious. Sometimes they don't reply, and that is why there is a problem. Sometimes they don't reply. They will play around with correspondence and they will not reply. If you don't get a reply, then you have a problem. If you don't trace it in the registry, you don't get a reply, then you have a problem.
And a word of caution for those with allotment letters and share certificates for land that has yet to be subdivided. These are not official documents and cannot be relied upon.
If you will buy a share or a sublease, because sometimes people get subleases, make sure you get copies of the mother title, search the mother title and subject it to that process if you have doubts.
Those who tend to take shortcuts when buying land have often found that it has cost them more in the long run.
You would rather pay a professional 50,000, 100,000 than lose 5 million, 15 million, 30 million.
On the Syokimau case, experts say that while the land may belong to the Kenya Airports Authority, the process used to repossess it may expose the authority to legal suits and even make it liable to compensation.
We think they have a very, very credible case, unless, of course, you do not have a right title, you never went through the proper process.
While it may be difficult and a winding debate on where to apportion blame on the Syokimau case, there are several situations similar to it as investors rush to make payment without authenticating their validity. Experts say it's only by engaging professionals and calling for the transparency in the Lands Ministry that the land question that has continued since the pre-independence will be resolved. Mwandwa, Kiogora, KTN Prime.